Okay, so I guess I'm here today to talk about logical fallacies. That's what the assignment said to do, so that's what I'm doing. So I found three logical fallacies that I think will work, and I've backed them up using like commercials or like advertisements, stuff like that. And I've like kind of like used like examples, like things that people would say that would classify as a fallacy or explanations and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. The first one I have is called Slippery Slope. So basically it's talking about how, like, one thing leads to another, and they all end, like, the same way almost. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining things, but, like, situations having the same track record and go through the same steps. So, like, if you take, like, the DirecTV roadside ditch commercial, it's saying, like, when you get angry, you want to take out your anger, and when you take out your anger, then you get hurt, and when you get hurt, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. Da 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 da. And then in the end, it says, "Don't let this happen to you. Get rid of cable and choose DirecTV." So basically, it's basically saying like if you have no pencil, you can't take notes. If you don't take notes, then you fail a test. If you don't fail a test, then you don't or if you fail a test, then you don't graduate. If you don't graduate, you have no job. If you have no job, you have no money. No money equals no love, and no love equals you die alone. So it's basically taking a little thing that is like no big deal and turning it into something that is kind of a big deal for everybody else. So the second one that I have is a casual fallacy or a false cause. So it's like saying concluded statements that don't make sense because they don't have proper evidence. So the example that I have, like a TV show, it's Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street, and Ernie has a banana in his ear, and Bert is like, "Why do you have a banana in your ear?" And he says, "To keep the alligators away." And he's like, "There's no alligators on Sesame Street." And he goes, "Exactly." So it's basically like saying, since your parents named you Harvest, they must be farmers. It's making something sound correct when it doesn't even have evidence to tell you that it's correct, It's insane. But anyway, my third and last one is the appeal to authority, which is like believing something only because an authority of some kind said it or stated it. So it's like taking somebody's word for it, and then, you have to, like, question it, saying, like, how do we know that's right? And your only explanation would be, well, because they said it. Well, what if they're not right, So my example for that is this commercial, and it's called Don't Vote. And there's this guy in the background, and he's telling all these celebrities, tell them not to vote. And it's like a background scene. Like, it's not like an actual commercial. It's like a background type commercial. And he's saying, like, don't vote. And he's like, why would we tell the people not to vote? Like, that's strange, So it's like, they're comprehending what is happening, and they're like, well, why should we tell them this? Only because you said we could. Like, yeah. I'm sorry if that wasn't very good, but I tried to explain as much as I can, so thank you. Adios.